Welcome back. I'm standing on the balcony at the Haven model for the Dreamfinders homes in Jacksonville Beach. And my favorite view from this townhome is behind me, but we're going to get started at the front door like we always do. I'll meet you down there. All right, we're back and we are going to be touring the Haven model, the Dreamfinders Haven model. And this one is actually going to be the largest unit that they have available. So this one's about 2,000 square feet. It is 4 bedrooms and 3.5 bathrooms. And just like some of the other models that we've toured on this series, this one is going to have a bedroom and a bathroom and the garage on the first floor. So down here, we do have 9-foot ceilings. I know sometimes you can't really tell from the video, but this does have oversized doors. So the doors are taller, it lets in natural light because they have the glass panes there, but the ceilings are 9 feet. So it just makes it feel a lot larger in here, which I really like. So let's back up. Let's check out this first bedroom. So one of the big differences between this model with it being the largest is that it's gonna have bigger rooms. It's gonna look a little different because this one is not staged. So this room though is a lot larger than the other models that we've toured. This would make a great room, like a guest room. It's got a large closet. There's a bathroom that's attached to it. And just like the other ones that we toured, it also has a bathroom that leads out to the hallway. So you've got your frameless shower, toilet, sink, all the things that you need in a bathroom. And again, the access straight out to the hallway. So, if you have visitors coming over, if you have friends that stopped by, because they're biking home from the beach, they can just run in and use this bathroom without having to go upstairs. Or, maybe you spent some time at the pool and you got to use the bathroom. You can just come right back in, use this downstairs bathroom. All right, let's check out the garage. So on some of my other videos for the models that are in this community, I kind of made fun of how small, because they do call this a 2-car garage. And I was making fun of really how you actually can't fit 2 cars in these garages because while they're called a 2-car garage, like you just have to have 2 small cars to actually be able to fit them in here. But with this garage, it is a little bit larger with it being an end unit. And I also love that they put in 2 windows because it lets in more light. You don't have to turn the lights on. And it just is a nice feel in here. The other thing that I love about this garage, just specifically for this floor plan, is you have this nook here, and that water heater is massive. Like that water heater is taller and wider than the water heater I have at my house for sure. But right here is the perfect spot to put a tool bench. So like if you have a workbench or somebody that likes to work on things with power tools and you need to plug in stuff that sucks a lot of energy, this is the perfect spot to build something like that. Or you could even just put your garage fridge over there. So again, with this model, the 9-foot ceilings, because most of these houses don't have a lot of storage, but with you having the larger ceilings and because there's that little step up there, you even have like extra room, over 9 feet, you can definitely put storage hanging down from the ceiling to store your Christmas decorations, anything like that you need to store. And that is extra storage under the stairs, which I always love when they utilize this space because there's just a lot of opportunity there for you to put all the extra things that you have. No basements in Florida. All right, let's move back inside and we're gonna head up to the 2nd floor. So something that you'll see in this house, like any of the features that you see, like the smooth walls, the trim around the doors, the type of tile that's in here, some of the colors might not be same for every unit that they're offering, but you're gonna get the same standard features. So like the LVP that's in this house is gonna come in every unit standard. Just the colors may vary. All right, up on this 2nd floor, we have a massive kitchen for a townhome, I think. A huge kitchen, we've got the dining area, and we have the living room. So there it is. And again, in this video, I intentionally did not turn the lights on because I wanted you to see what this feels like when there's no artificial light coming in. Like you almost don't even need to turn on the lights at all when you have the blinds open and it's a sunny day because you can see everything in here. So this island has the shiplap wrap again. I love that feature. The kitchen's huge. I'm just gonna be honest. This is twice the size of my kitchen. There's room for 3 seats here at the island. I love that. You have all this space, counter space over here. I could lay down on that and there'd be room for another person. It's like a queen size bed. I think that's a good way to compare the sizes here. Lots of cabinet space. Again, you have the vent hood over the range, and this vent hood vents directly outside. The window above the sink. Not that you have much to stare at. You know, maybe your neighbor's over there and you could wave to them every once in a while, but still, at least you have the natural light coming in and you do have something different to look at when you're doing the dishes, which is my least favorite chore. All right, let's head out and show you that view I was talking about earlier, which is probably one of the best things about this balcony here. And I love that these sliders are double. So it's actually called a triple slider, but you know, only 2 of them open because it has 3 panes, right? So that pane doesn't open, but then you have double the space here. So it's August right now. It's not really practical to leave these open, but when it was fall, or you know, if it's spring and it's beautiful out, or if it's the morning and the sun's coming up, just a beautiful way to watch the sunrise. All right, here it is. Da, da, da. All right, there's the pool. So that is like just such a great view out here. It's an end unit, so it's private. You don't have anybody on the other side of you. Well, you do, but you know, they're not directly next to you. And I just think with a little greenery, you can kind of make this a private space. And I would just absolutely love sitting out here. I would definitely be watching the sunrise, watching the sunset, you know, checking out the pool to see if I want to go down there and hang out, see if my neighbors are down there so I can go bother them. But anyways, I just love that view. I think the pool is awesome. There's not many townhomes in Jacksonville Beach that actually come with a pool. So that's a pretty cool feature of this place. So here is the half bath. Got a window, just everything you need for a half bath. And I like that it is separate from the kitchen. You know, it's tucked away in the corner. So, you know, if you gotta do something in there, you are not directly next to anybody. It's tucked away privately in the corner. All right, let's head up to the 3rd floor. So with this being the biggest model unit that they do offer, it's got the biggest bedrooms for sure. It does have 4 bedrooms instead of 3. It just feels more spacious overall because it has that extra square footage. All right, so we'll start over here. You get 1 linen closet for all your sheets and towels. So there's your storage. Okay, and this is the guest bathroom on this floor. So we have the guest bath, sink, toilet, shower with a tub in case you need to take a bath or you have someone that needs to take a bath, a puppy, a baby. And we have bedroom 1. Again, plenty of light because the light just flows in these rooms because there's windows everywhere. So when the doors are open, there's just light everywhere. It's coming from the 2nd floor, you know, up to the 3rd floor, going from the 3rd floor down to the 2nd floor. And here is bedroom number 2 up here. So these are not like very large bedrooms. They would both comfortably fit a full. They could fit a queen. You're just not gonna have a lot of extra room for any furniture in here. Like to me, the size of this room is perfect for a small kid that has like a twin bed, or a nursery where, you know, you have a crib, or one of these rooms becomes an office. Laundry's up here. Again, HVAC closet. No room for storage. Too much room for ductwork. But your laundry is up here and it's at the end of the hallway right here. So the nice part about this floor plan, instead of it just being in the, like in the other floor plans, it would have been just in those doors right there. But here in this floor plan, you actually do have somewhat of a laundry room. And it has a window. So you can get some sunshine when you're doing another chore that you don't feel like doing. Okay, let's check out the primary room here. And again, this floor, 9-foot ceilings. The second floor has 10-foot ceilings, but look at all these windows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5 windows in this room, so lots of light. I mean, if you like to sleep dark, you're definitely gonna need some shades, but these houses do come with blinds, which is nice. A lot of builders do not include the blinds. And here is the bathroom. So you've got the dual vanities, toilet, and shower. and then small walk-in closet. Just go floor to ceiling here for you. All right, shower. It's kind of small. Like, if I'm being honest, this is a little bit of a smaller shower. I can definitely get in here comfortably. I do love that it's a frameless. Again, this door, well, this door's supposed to go both ways, but this one doesn't. It's just a smaller shower. Like, there's still plenty of room. The only thing I don't see in this bathroom is like a shelf. It needs a shelf for you to put anything, everything. And the toilet. And if I'm being honest, I guess I'm not quite a fan of when the toilet does not have its own room. I know that's small world problems, but like in new construction, it's pretty common for like the primary bedroom and bathroom, for the bathroom to have its own separate water closet, they call it, right? Where that room, even though it's small, just like the half bath, right? Imagine like a half bath, and it's gonna have its own vent for ventilation, and it's gonna have its own air conditioning vent so that air conditioning actually goes in there. I just kind of think that's a nice feature, especially when it's a primary and you're most likely gonna be sharing that bathroom with someone else. So this is probably one of my favorite floor plans here, not just because it's the biggest, but I just love the kitchen. I love how open it is. I love how big this room is. Like, I just feel like you get a big couch out here. And then for this unit specifically, which this unit is still available, so if you want this unit, please call me. I just love being able to look out and look at the pool. I just think the colors that you're gonna get from the sunset, the sunrises are gonna be spectacular here. And this is a good unit for anybody who wants a townhome in Jacks Beach. So if you're thinking about making the move to the beaches, whether it's next week, next month, next year, shoot me a text or give me a call. I'm happy to answer your questions. And if you're thinking about making the move to the beach, I want to be the one to help you. All right, I'll see you in the next one.